This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hey, man, if you got some money to burn, why don't you buy a Ride the Turtle t-shirt? You know what? The quicker you guys buy these, the sooner they'll be gone.
They are limited edition, and they've been selling like crazy. One of the hottest selling shirts in the Rock shop that featured us riding turtles.
Oh, okay. That's an oddly specific statistic, but I'll go with it.
It's the number one riding turtle t-shirt in America.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope nobody else had this dumb idea. Because that would really be bad if there was another riding turtle t-shirt out there.
We need to keep saying how great it was, and then maybe other stations and other radio shows will do it as well. I know it's
really?
a thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sure I'll bring that up.
To steal ideas from each other. This would be the one they should steal.
Can't wait for the next convention I go to tell them about this idea.
Ride the turtle.
So they're on sale at the Rock Shop right now. Go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs. And it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, release that Kraken. Damn straight. Is there any new Kraken news? Nothing really. Just we're getting very, very close to the expansion draft. I think it's like just over 40 days away.
Ooh.
When we start picking players from other teams, because as soon as the Stanley Cup's over, then we start taking people's players.
Yeah, for some teams, it's already over.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry, BJ.
Womp, 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 womp.
Man, what a great game last night with the Islanders. Matthew Barzal, former T-Bird, part of the team.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Islanders fans, I don't think they've seen their team win in forever. So they were that arena was rocking.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Let's get to our contestant. We've got Riley in Bonnie Lake. Riley, are you there?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Riley?
Hey, Riley.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
Bye.
For those playing at home, Riley will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Riley, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What early sitcom was about a witch who marries an ordinary man and lives as a suburban housewife?
Sabrina?
No.
Bewitched?
Yes. Who plays the title character in the Disney Plus series Loki?
Loki. Pass.
What color is liquid oxygen?
White.
No.
Blue.
Yes. Who produced and directed the 60s horror film The Birds?
Oh, pass.
What decade was the first Amazon Kindle device introduced?
90s.
No.
Early 2000s.
Yes. According to the book title, if women are from Venus, where are men from?
Mars.
Yes. In 1982, which celebrity began selling spaghetti sauce, turning over all profits to charity?
In what year?
1982.
Pass.
What TV show did the Facts of Life spin off from?
Pass.
1, 2, 3, 4 correct.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
You think so?
Not for Steve. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're a little bit skewing older with these questions, I realized as I was about halfway through this.
Yeah, poor Riley didn't have a
You know,
chance.
Yeah.
I'm 28.
Yeah, these are kind of outside the age of 28. But lucky for Steve, they're skewed older, and he's older than 28.
Just by a year.
Yeah, just by a year. He's a very young man.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah! Release the Kraken.
There we go. Splash. Which early sitcom was about a witch who marries an ordinary man and lives in a suburban housewife?
Bewitched.
Yes. Who plays the title character in the Disney Plus series Loki?
Chris Hemsworth?
No.
Thomas Hiddleston.
What?
Hiddleston.
Yes.
Wow.
What color is liquid oxygen?
Pink.
No.
Blue.
Yes. Oh. Who produced and directed the 60s horror film The Birds?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes. What decade was the first Amazon Kindle device introduced?
The 2010s.
No.
The 2000s.
Yes. According to the book title, If Women Are From Venus, Where Are Men From?
Mars.
Yes. In 1982, which celebrity began selling spaghetti sauce, turning over all profits to charity?
Paul Newman.
Yes. What TV show did the Facts of Life spin off from?
Different Strokes.
Yes.
Mrs. Garrett.
Who received an Oscar for directing the 86 movie Platoon?
Oliver Stone.
Yes. AC Slater is a character from what early...
Saved by the Bell.
Yes. And Steve, you get a perfect 10, and you win! Sorry about that, Riley. Yeah, that was a rough one for Riley.
Take care, Riley.
There you go. That's all right.
Thank you, Mrs. Garrett.
Hey, and on 610, you got 10 correct.
Yes.
Keeping that sort of streak alive.
Nice. Did he get 6 right?
No, he didn't. He only got 4 right. But
That'd been awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that. But congratulations, dude. You got a perfect 10.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, I just Alexa was telling me today that this was the we're like the 2007 was the last episode of The Sopranos, which means that show is like over 20 years old now, or close to at 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
Yeah, The Sopranos made in America on this date 14 years ago.
Wow, and that was the last one, the big episode where we didn't know what happened to Tony, the ambiguous episode that caused a lot of controversy. But the show is like close to 20 years old now.
Yeah,
when
you're
you
right.
think about it. That's just crazy. I remember it was just like this brand new, crazy show. Everyone was talking about, you got to watch this. This is like HBO is going to be the king of shows because of this.
I never watched all of it. I would like watch a few seasons or a few episodes. I always enjoyed it, but it was never like something where I was like, this was before DVRs. So I never would remember to like be there to watch the episodes, and I kind of like lose track, and I'm like, crap. But like, you could pick up wherever, for the most part, it's just a bunch of mobsters doing mobster stuff.
Really, the first 3 to 4 seasons are worth watching. Seasons 5 and 6, like any show, probably wore out its welcome.
I mean, a lot of people, still to this day I hear from people that are like just started watching it again. And it always, though, a lot of people still to this day say that was like one of the worst endings to a iconic show ever.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the ending.
It's always tough when a show has that. Like, and they think it's a good idea at the time. And boom, everybody hates it. And it's and unfortunately, because James Gandolfini's not with us anymore, they can't like retcon that. And of course, Seinfeld never wants to retcon that ending, which a lot of people didn't like. For
now,
the
do you
Seinfeld
think people
show.
hated the entire episode or just the very ending of the episode? Because I remember thinking the episode was fine. It was just that it just ends. Spoiler alert! But it just ends, and you don't know what happened.
My memory is I did not like the season that much.
Okay.
That's my memory, Steve. But again, I feel like it wore out its welcome. Yeah, the episode itself was okay. I mean, because you knew there was, something's going to happen. And I also knew it was the last episode. We all knew this is it. And that's the problem is you build yourself up going, all right, well, this is going to be something. And then it was like, no, it's not. Okay.
People were heated.
Yeah.
Though someone says the ending of Game of Thrones was way worse.
It's funny. I just read an article. Somebody really actually gave us a positive spin on that whole season and the whole ending. Now that we're removed from that show. So I'm going to have to really give that some thought as far as Game of Thrones goes. Because, the whole season was rushed. But I still think The Sopranos was worse. Because I feel like this is how Game of Thrones would have ended. Mm-hmm. It's just we wish we had more seasons to, not rush everything. Whereas with The Sopranos, man, that and the ending of Dexter was also another upsetting thing. But I hear they're going to bring Dexter back, so maybe they'll retcon that a little bit.
What are you going to do? He's going to come back? He misses killing people?
Well, he's still alive. That means, spoiler alert, at the end of the last episode, he's still alive, and basically he's in hiding, if you will. And
he works at a Cinnabon, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's Better Call Saul. My bad.
Yeah, that's Saul. Which, by the way, that show, it's going to be interesting because this is the last season for Saul whenever it comes back. And it'll be interesting to see how they end that. Yeah. Because, the Breaking Bad ending, a lot of folks did like the Breaking Bad ending, though.
It's the greatest ending of a television show ever.
I've heard, and some magazines and online sources have stated that they are actually shooting in old locations for Breaking Bad for Better Call Saul. So it looks like it'll be kind of merging towards the ending of Saul and the beginning of Breaking Bad.
That'll be
that'll be the flashback part, but there's also the black and white current day part.
Oh, absolutely, totally.
So that's what I'm really interested to see how that resolves. As it looks like, spoiler alert, that Saul, because Saul's undercover, like you said, Steve, he's basically, almost in his own witness protection program, where they would go to that dude at the vacuum store and basically just, that he would give them all a new identity and get them the hell out of Dodge. Mm-hmm. That happened for Saul, and last we left, he decided, you know what, I don't need your services. I'm going to deal with this on my own. So Saul's been kind of found out, I think. But, some dudes came to the mall where he worked. So I'm very excited to see where this leads. As well as, like Rev said, see how it connects up to the beginning of Breaking Bad, which, may make me want to go and watch Breaking Bad again, after I see the end of Saul.
Somebody said the Dexter finale was the worst episode of any TV show ever. Another one, Dexter was garbage. Sopranos ending, fine. Game of Thrones is the iconic don't do this ever again ending.
And you were right about Dexter coming back. It's coming back this year for 10 episodes for the season 9.
Okay. Wow. So season 9. I'm going to do it. Okay. And how many years has it been since Dexter has been on? Has it been over 5 years since his last episode? I feel like it's at least been over 5.
It looks like 2013.
Oh, damn.
That's September 2013.
How many seasons? 8?
8 seasons.
Yeah, I've never watched a single. I watched one episode on a plane. I thought it was cool, but I never got around to continuing it.
And dude, that's another show after.
Like
you should watch the last episode.
I should.
And then go back and rewatch it and then watch season 9.
Yeah, I don't think the last episode is going to catch him the way Breaking Bad's last episode caught him.
Be amazing if it did.
Dexter's another show. I think after 4 seasons, you can be done. I feel like I think after season 4 things were whichever had oh my gosh, John Lithgow, whatever season he was, and I forget he had a special
was he like
killer.
The Triad Killer or something like that?
Yeah, the Trinity Killer. Thank you,
Trinity. There we go.
Yeah, and that was a really good season, and that I think after that it was like it was all right. So, and I think that might have been season 3 or 4 with that one. So, well, there you go. So, congratulations. By the way, Lost is the one that actually is still people hate.
Yeah, Texter just said you guys are forgetting about the ending of Lost. It was like the worst in history.
Wasn't it like a dream the whole time or something stupid?
I watched. I don't even remember.
It's purgatory.
I think they were like, yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't make it past season 3. Stupid polar bears.
Yeah, they were in purgatory. Game of Thrones, did get the a lot of people in this. People say and then finally Sherlock and Prison Break, and I watched some of Prison Break, but I don't know how it ended. And Sherlock, I'm assuming they're talking about the Cumberbatch Sherlock.
Prison Break was great, but then they came back with the season 5 after like 4 years.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I loved Prison Break. The first 2 seasons were fantastic. 3 kind of fell off the rails, and then 4 was just like, come on. It was more like Mission Impossible style as opposed to Prison Break.
Well, for you Prison Break fans, Flash did bring back those 2 actors and had them play Captain Cold, and I forget the other guy's name.
Prison Break, I feel like it's a show you could go back and watch. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on Hulu.
Ah, damn it.
Sorry, Steve.
Right.
But if you only
Prison
knew
Break
a guy.
doesn't seem like a show I want to watch.
Yeah.
I refuse to watch Hulu. I don't know why.
I refuse
because
to watch
you don't
Hulu.
have it.
I'm
I don't have
against
it.
Wow.
It's like I've put my foot down on streaming services, and it's like that's the one. Like that represents me giving in. So I'm not going to watch anything ever on Hulu.
They have a lot of good stuff. Though.
I know they have Letterkenny and all these other cool things.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm like, no,
put your foot down.
I don't know why. I don't know what my issue is with Hulu.
I was in the same camp actually until I realized Lily was like, I want to watch The Sandlot, Dad, and I was like, oh, I don't have, because I was in Massachusetts, I didn't have my DVDs with me, of course. And I look it up, and sure enough, it's on Hulu. I was like, damn it! So I signed up for the free trial, and here we are. 3 months later.
Nice. 3 months later, you like it?
I watched Prison Break.
Okay.
I can't tell whether or not you like it then at that point.
Yeah, if you're only watching one show on a service, you need to get rid of that service. It's not worth it.
Well, that's all of the TV shows I own, or TV services I own. I watch about one show on all of them.
Oh, that's bad. That's not. See, that's unless you can get a free hookup from people who I may not mention.
Rev.
Yeah. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We'll take your calls and your texts at 919 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Spartan Plumbing. Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And when you call in, make sure you follow Steve's rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. It's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Matt in Bellevue, you are on The Rock.
Morning, boys.
Yeah. Morning, Matt. What you got for us, buddy?
One question, but a follow-up question for Migs. So we're 40 days away, roughly. But who are you thinking as coach? We've got Brenda Moore, who's Ron Francis's best friend.
Right.
Gallant, who just won the Worlds. And then Rick Tocchet, who's no slouch. Who would you take? Or is there somebody off the board?
No, Tockett's the one that I got most excited about when I saw that there was a potential of him being available. But I also saw people were like talking about Tortorella, and that would be, I don't want Tortorella.
No.
But
bad move.
I agree. But he makes for great press conferences. Like, I wish we could just have him handle the press conference, because he'll just curse out the reporters. If a cell phone goes off, he yells at the reporter about it. He's good for that, but I don't want him as the coach. He's had good success, but he's also had some really bad failures, and I don't think players really respond well to a coach like him. But man, I'm leaning towards Tocchet. What about yourself?
Hello.
What about yourself?
Say again. Sorry, I lost you just a second. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I said I'm leaning towards Tocchet, but what about you?
I'm Brenda Moore.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of his. His work ethic when he was a player is just incredible. I mean, the pictures of Rod the Bod, the way he's a coach. He's a player's coach for me. So and my second question, real quick, who is your one player for the expansion draft from any team that you would want to see on the Kraken?
Gritty, the mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers. That's what I'm still going to say it.
Gritty.
Obviously TJ Oshie. But selfishly, I'm a huge PK Subban fan, and I'm a Devils guy as well. So I would really be stoked if they could grab him. I know he's kind of towards the end of his career. He's 30-something. He's still not old, but he brings a great energy to it. He brings great energy to the team, and he would be a rock star in Seattle. I think Seattle would fall in love with that guy.
Yep, exactly. And he'd be a great mentor for a young defenseman.
Yep, some exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting older players to be mentors. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, you need a mix of both. And I mean, he's 32. I'm not talking like he's not ancient, but he's like up for like leadership awards. I think for like the NHL right now. He's going to be doing like analyst stuff for ESPN since the Devils never make the playoffs.
Of course.
But there's a lot of. I mean, man, I'm just pumped to see who they're going to get, because it's just like, oh crap, this is our inaugural team. Like, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. Yeah, and like you said, just 40 days away.
Somebody said, hey, they could have Tuukka Rask. I think it's a Bruins fan.
Is it? Yeah, I know, man.
I don't think anyone wants Tuukka.
Don't get me started. That series, he was a rock star and then just fell apart.
Yesterday's game was tough. I mean, there was some, look, I mean, it's a tough position to play. It's a mental position to play. It's probably one of the hardest positions on a pro level. I'm not like trying to like toot a beer leaguer's horn, because, it is what it is. But as a goalie in the NHL, that's such a psychological mind F. And obviously something is in his head, because he gave up some soft ones yesterday compared to what he usually does.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole series. I mean, the first 2 games, even the first 3 games, really, or actually, it's the first 4. The first 4 were competitive. You know, I think at least the first 3, and and then all of a sudden it was all Islanders all the time. It was just insane how much they dominated, and a lot of it, like you said, Steve, was Tuukka just was not Tuukka.
Oh, you know who we should actually get is Gordon, Coach Bombay from the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, there you go. Forgot about him. There you go. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, he has, why not?
It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I mean, I know they have plans of doing some kind of like big production for the expansion draft for us to watch. So I'm excited what they're going to do, the Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, and so many people like to get in on the ground floor. Even the Rev is going to try to be a fan, which is pretty amazing.
He is. He painted his house the Kraken colors.
Totally a fan. I got a flag out there and everything.
Yeah, do you have a flag? No,
I don't. You're right. We'll see how long it lasts. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Being a fan is really, as any Mariners fan will tell you and any Seahawk fan will tell you, it's going through the dark days. It's like, you're a true fan when you can still wear those colors when, well, for instance, especially for a Mariners fan, the only team in baseball to never have been to the World Series. That's, that's a fan if you're still going out there going, go Mariners.
I had to have the talk yesterday with my wife about the Kraken because I was like, you do realize that, because we were joking about TV and like how she never wants to watch wrestling. I'm like, I need a man cave where I can watch all my stuff. And she's like, no, you can watch whatever you want except for wrestling. So I'm like,
that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the conversation at that point. Like, then you do need a man cave.
So I said, are you ready though for next season? Like 80 nights of the week. Of the year, not the week.
The week, wow.
80 nights of the week.
Wow. The games, man. You didn't tell me about this.
80 nights, maybe a couple days in there, but pretty much there's going to be, I'm only watching the Kraken. I'm obviously not going to have season tickets, but I'm going to try and go to some games. We're going to try and get tickets from time to time, but most of the times we watch, and she's like, I guess I'm going to have to get used to that. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching every game. Like you've been lucky that I haven't done that since I got rid of the NHL center ice package because the Devils were just wasting my money.
You don't have a place in your own home, like an office-y kind of place yet, huh? You don't have that yet, or do you?
Kinda, yeah, but I don't have a TV in that one. Like we're
going to get a TV in there.
We got a TV in the bedroom. We don't want a TV in every room, BJ.
Why not?
But that's your man room. I mean, that's exactly
my man room's going to be my couch in the living room when the Kraken play.
Yeah, you know what? Well, we'll see. I mean,
we will see. I know. I might get a man cave because she's going to get so sick of this.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, you're right. It used to be that was the spot, the couch, the TV. I remember from my father growing up, and something changed in my house where it's like, it's like the living room is everybody's place. And therefore it wasn't like I sometimes couldn't watch what I wanted to watch because it was the everybody place.
Yeah, but I don't want to we don't want to be like, we're not like the type of couple that where one's in one room watching something and the other's in another room doing, we like hanging out.
Well, that's cool.
You know what I mean?
She lets you watch a show.
But wrestling, I think it got a little too much for her, which I understand. But hockey's about to get a little much for her too once the Kraken start. There
you go. Then you're gonna be that couple that goes in and watches in one room.
Well, I propose that we get a smaller TV also in the living room, and then like a wireless headset, and I can just kind of listen to the game while.
That's solid, actually. That's a good idea.
I mean, fair, but at the same time, are you really? I mean, you can hold her hand, maybe, but
I go squeeze her butt every once in a while.
Oh, okay,
yeah, you're still physically right there. You're just mentally completely gone.
I think they call that an iPad, Steve, and earbuds.
Oh, good call. Yeah,
but I want it on the big TV.
It sounds like the old bachelor pad I had, where we literally had 4 TVs set up. Two of them would do sports. One of them was video games, and one was the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders show.
So that's a great show.
You want a sports bar? Is really what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and I'll only put the earbud in one ear, so the other ear is still open for a conversation.
I had a whole conversation with my girlfriend last night because we were watching, or she was trying to watch a show, and she comments on the show as we're watching, and I was not paying attention, and she's like, "Do you just go somewhere else when you're watching TV?" And I was like, "Yes, that's why I don't like TV, because I'm just not paying attention to the show."
Right.
And I feel like that's the same kind of thing of just like I zone out. Like,
oh, you're not even watching the show; you're just sitting there, just gone.
Well, I mean, I'm watching the show, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, my wife wanted to watch some show on Netflix, and it wasn't my thing. And she's like, "What's going on?" Because she missed it for a second. I'm like,
right.
I was like, "I don't know. I'll rewind it for you." She's like, "You weren't paying attention?" I'm like, "No, I was on Facebook. I was just completely out."
Mine's even worse because I'm not even on Facebook. I'm just staring.
So you're just like blind.
Wow.
Like, you're just daydreaming. While
I don't even know what I was thinking. And she's like, well, what do you think about? And I was like, I don't know.
She's
She's
just saying words and they're moving.
yeah, pretty much.
So the TV just shuts your brain off. You're just sitting there like, "Argh."
Yeah, that and books.
Oh, that's cool.
Same thing happens with books for me.
Oh, books. But books you're reading. I mean, you're actually actively involved trying to figure stuff out.
That's why it took me so long to get through college, BJ.
You don't waste your time on books.
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
So I want to know do we know what network we're going to be able to watch the Kraken on? Yep, Root Sports. They got the deal.
And
then sometimes they'll probably be on a national. I'd imagine there'll be a few national games too, if you like on network television.
And it's switching next year, right, Steve? Like, who's getting the hockey games next year?
ESPN's having some, and also TNT is going to be carrying hockey games as well.
There we go.
Yep,
that's the new home. That's
or USA maybe. I can't remember.
Well, let's see.
I know USA. I think. You know how I know this is because one wrestling show was preempted because of this, and I couldn't remember if it was AEW on TNT or NXT that was on USA. So that's my problem.
Okay, well, there you go.
But yeah, it's going to be on a few different networks, I believe. But the Root Sports is going to be what's going to have the Kraken.
All the local games, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You pick the topic, you guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and more of your texts at 934 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show.
We got a text message. This one said that it might be more for the Geek Nation folks, but I was wondering what you guys thought of the show Loki.
Did anybody besides me watch it?
Yep.
Yay!
Yep, absolutely.
All right, then I'll let the kids talk about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought about it because we needed a show to watch, and we ended up watching LA's Finest on Netflix.
The hell's LA's Finest?
It's got Jessica Alba in it.
Ooh.
All right.
That's the only reason he's watching.
Honestly, we made 2 episodes. I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. It's not really that good.
I was going to say, Loki doesn't have Jessica Alba in it, but it was really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I think they do a really good job explaining it, so I feel like you could probably watch it and understand what's going on.
I don't think so.
Really?
No?
Because they kind of have
Not
that
Steve.
little, like, cartoon, like, explaining what's happening.
Yeah, not Steve.
No?
We know, you know what, Vicky? I think we take for granted just how how immersed we are into this whole world of just sci-fi, fantasy, time travel-y stuff. And it seemed easy to me as well, but I just know Steve. He's going to go, what? The stupid dancing clock. I'm down.
But we're in it.
There's dude, I've been looking for a show that has a dancing clock.
Yeah. I mean, Vicky believes in you. I don't.
I believe in you, Steve.
Nice. What about, you think my wifeski would like it?
Maybe not.
No.
Then I'm not going to watch it. It's like, this isn't going to be a show that I'm going to watch on my own.
Well, we were worried about the fact that it was going to be like 52 minutes and you were like afraid of that. But luckily in Marvel fashion, the credits last about 10 to 15 minutes.
That is funny.
It's about a 40, 45 minute show.
They need to amp the speed on their credits. Because you're right. Those credits on any Marvel movie, it feels like you wait for, probably because you know something's going to happen after it. So you just, the anticipation, you feel like you're waiting forever.
They should just have a little thing that says, just go to IMDb, seriously.
Right.
Like at the very end, 2 seconds, boom, you're done.
Skip to the deleted or the extra scene.
Yeah, I hate to say this. It's only 6 episodes long. And this is, I mean, look, Marvel's fantastic. They have just basically catered to the fans. This is a 6-episode series that's going to lead into one of their big movies, in my opinion, just like WandaVision did. I honestly don't think, if you don't care about these characters and you're not super familiar with them, I don't think you're going to care about this show. Now, with that said, loving the characters, loving Loki and Tom Hiddleston's performance of him, and also getting to see Owen Wilson and how he portrayed his character, I really enjoyed all of it in the whole concept. But I just try to think of, like, what's the everyman, like the Steve? I think Steve would be like, you know, I mean, I'd like to think I was wrong about that, but I don't think the Steves of the world are really going to care.
Damn it. Now I want to watch it just to see if you're right or wrong.
Please do.
I feel like it might grab somebody because it's very much like, what the hell is this? Because you're not really in a place on Earth or in this universe, but it has like the 70s office vibe. So it feels very out of place and familiar, but at the same time, it doesn't.
You know what? Tonight, when we're trying to find something, like, yeah, babe, BJ was just saying that you would love this show.
You go ahead and say that, and she's going to know it's a lie as soon as she turns it on. Because I'm smart enough to know your wife wants nothing to do with this show.
Well, what if she does like it?
I would be willing to bet money. There's no way your wife is going to, because she doesn't watch any of the superhero movies, does she?
Yeah, she liked the Avengers.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then did she watch WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier?
We watched one episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. She fell asleep. And we haven't
what about WandaVision? Do you even try that?
No.
Okay. Well, I really, Vicky, you want to put money on it that his wife's going to like this show?
I never said his wife would like it. I said Steve might like it.
You want to put money on that Steve would like it? Yeah, I'm willing to put money on that Steve doesn't like it either. I mean, you guys, I'm ready to bet.
Yeah, I'm totally betting that Steve's going to love this show so much.
My wife and I aren't too proud to lie. Put some money on.
You know what, Steve? You have to.
I got $100 on it.
6 episodes. He's got to watch the full 6
I thought it was just one episode for us to like it.
You don't love something, then stop watching it. You're not going to fool me, you jerks.
Yeah, we do. We do that all the time.
No,
actually, he really does.
Well, then he doesn't love it. He can say he loves it, but
he also has a toddler.
Yeah.
He also watches every wrestling thing there is,
That's
so you know
untrue.
he loves wrestling.
That is untrue. I have not watched Monday Night Raw in weeks.
Oh, look at you.
My DVR is 70% full, and it's all wrestling. I just had to delete a bunch of stuff. It's very weird, man. I'm starting to question this whole parenting thing.
What is the one thing that you would say, I would never miss an episode of?
It's probably
outside of the kids thing.
Oh. AEW, that's the one wrestling show where I make it a point to watch that weekly because it's 2 hours. I can fit that in over the course of 7 days.
So there you go.
That's it, though.
Rev, he's not going to love this show enough to watch it every week. He's not.
We watch 911. We like that.
It's definitely not 911.
No, this is totally like 911.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there fire?
God, you know what?
There probably was.
There probably will be a fire eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I got Welchers and cheaters over here because no one's going to really make this bet. Steve, you go ahead and watch it, but you're not going to like it, and you're going to pretend you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since they enjoyed how Owen Wilson plays a serious role that he needed, while he still has his usual Owen Wilson quirkiness in it as well.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, he never he takes the role seriously, but he's a great character, Owen Wilson style. I agree with that 100%. It's well done. I think it's a fantastically done show. I love it, but I just think of the everyman, I mean, just look, they're like, This Is Us is a great TV show. I am never going to watch that show because it's just not me, and I just don't think this is Steve. This
is Steve, the new show on Netflix.
This is Steve.
Where I just watch wrestling.
And you two, you guys want him to like it, but you know what? Push comes to shove, gun to your head. You're going to lose something important in your life. You're not going to bet on Steve, are you?
Steve's my buddy. I know my buddy, and he is going to like this, right, buddy?
Yeah, right. Nice try, Vicky. Yeah.
All right, speaking of Marvel, though, someone said, did you guys say they opened up a new Marvel land at Disneyland?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, the Avengers campus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Danny, you don't sound very enthusiastic about it. You're a Disney guy.
I've been reading the reviews on it, and it doesn't seem like it's that great.
How? You don't like Marvel, though.
It's true, but I was
Disney.
Well, I know, but they're comparing. I don't like Star Wars either, but they were comparing it to the Star Wars land and just saying it kind of fell flat. They only have one ride. And beyond the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which also was switched over 4 years ago, and then beyond that, they don't have a lot of merch, and the lines are 6 hours to get in right now. It's just a small area.
And I heard you have to pay extra to go through the Spider-Man adventure, like $30 more or something like that.
You have to pay $30 more on top of what, like $2,000?
Something like that, yeah.
And also on the first day, they ran out of food.
Yeah, they ran out of food. Yeah, it's kind of a mixture of an show between them reopening recently and then also trying to figure out like staffing, but then trying to keep people 6 feet apart. But then also just the fact that the land is really small, like the area.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the map. It's tiny.
It's super tiny compared to, and so they just kind of like, it kind of falls flat. There's supposed to be a big ride that they were supposed to do, but it got put on hold because of COVID. And so I'm just kind of like, meh.
So what is the Spider-Man Adventures, the one ride?
Yeah, it's one ride, and it's kind of like based off of like a Toy Story Midway Mania ride. So you have like, you're supposed to be able to virtually shoot webs out of your hand, and you have like 3D glasses on, which sounds cool, but it's been done before. Whereas like if they would have come up with their own new like roller coaster type ride, it would have been a lot better.
Why not just wait at this point and just and do it big?
Yeah.
Money. I want your money.
Wait, so you telling me Disneyland's having a tough time making money?
No, but they sold out. They ran out of food, so it's not going bad for them.
Yeah, it depends on the level, though. Like the sold out, with the capacity limits.
Right.
I mean, Disney's used to making a lot more, and of course, last year they didn't make anything.
They were
from
closed
those
for a
parks.
full year. Yeah, so at that point, I mean, it's interesting. If you're a Marvel fan, I hear that it's going to be like it'll be cool to go see, but I heard don't be expecting it to be like Star Wars, which was breathtaking, which it actually was.
Is it the live action Marvel? Because I remember Universal had the comic book Marvel stuff. Is this live action?
Yeah, and they have.
Well, that's cool.
It's the land is serving right now as a purpose for like meet and greets mostly too. So like you're gonna have like Thor walking around or Black Widow walk out and stuff like that. So you can go get like autographs.
Is it Chris Hemsworth really, or is it the guy in Vegas that looks like he probably?
The best part is when you first go and get your ticket, that Thanos shows up and just takes your wallet and makes it disappear.
Yes.
Yep. Snaps it right
All
there.
your money is gone.
Yeah, you know what? That is the real power of Thanos the entire time.
Just disintegrates right in front of you. Oh, is that Spider-Man flying around in the air, huh?
That's cool.
I think you found a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to Disneyland to go see a bunch of people dressed up as Marvel comic characters if there's no rides to ride.
Well, then go to Comic-Con.
Hey guys, you still want to take that bet that Steve's going to like Loki?
Yeah, totally. 100%. Loves it.
I'm still waiting to make that bet. Steve's enthusiasm is just over the top.
Well, you missed out on the lead story of this new show, Loki, because someone said, did you all notice that Owen's nose looks oddly like a dong?
But it always has, though.
Yeah, his nose has been broken looking, but maybe high def. I don't know how many times we've seen Owen in high def TV.
If you would have told me that dong nose, of course I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, his nose looks severely Owen Wilson broken nose, but he's always had it, but it's, I guess, like I said, maybe we haven't seen it in this high def.
Or maybe also just the older you get, sometimes body changes a little bit more.
And it is interesting that a guy like him didn't have surgery to fix it.
Why should he? I mean, I feel like that's that part of his look.
Yeah.
Definitely know it's Owen Wilson.
Definitely, there were times when I'm like, did he get punched in the nose even more severely than I remember?
It's about the same.
It's about the same.
There's some scenes that he really, the way the light shined on it, it was just like, whoa.
Or was that Loki After Dark?
Ooh.
Loki After Dark. Yeah, it's so anyway, yeah, if you're any kind of sci-fi or Marvel fan, I think you're going to love it because it's well written, well acted, that's for sure. But Steve,
not going to happen.
Yeah, you're probably not going to.
Oh, our buddy Drifting Nerd asked if we're going to be excited about this new movie. It looks like it's going to be a fun watch, and it's called Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, that looks really... It was supposed to be out before the pandemic. I mean, I've seen commercials for this for a long time. Jodie Comer is the female in it, and she's an up-and-coming actor who's in Killing Eve. So she is... Jodie's amazing. So I'm stoked for both reasons. For the fact that Ryan Reynolds looks great, fantastic, and I love Jodie.
I saw the trailer, so he's basically living in a video game world. Like, he's a video game character. He's not a real person, and somehow things get...
And he's not even an important character. He's just like a side character.
He's a boring NPC.
Yeah.
Non-playable character.
And so, and
NPC is a non-playable character.
Gotcha.
Come on,
Rando.
Steve.
Oh, kind of like a hooker in like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All the hookers are NPCs unless, you are into that sort of thing. Get somebody else to do it for you.
There you go. And so, yeah, it's a story where he's got to save his fake universe.
It looks pretty fun. Although I saw it, I was like, oh, cool. I can't wait for this to come out on HBO Max or something. But it's only going to be in theaters. Now we're going back to that world.
It looks like Taika Waititi is going to be in it, too.
Yeah.
He's a director in Thor.
Oh.
But he's also been in a lot of other stuff.
August 13th.
He was Hitler in that movie.
Jojo Rabbit.
Okay. That's Taika Waititi. Yeah. Another movie that Steve was like, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I want that money, Vicky and Rev. Please bet me. Please bet on Steve being cultured.
Whoa. Yeah, you're saying I'm not cultured just because I don't like to watch people in like tight spinning webs out and stuff on television. Like that just seems a little ridiculous.
Unless it's in a ring.
Yeah, exactly. Those are that's warrior gear.
Warrior gear.
Yeah. I don't want to see stupid people dressed in tights.
Yeah.
What is that about?
If they're not oiled up and hairless
Yeah.
Really? Are you watching anything good? No.
Really? There we go.
Save that.
You know what? I read.
Yeah.
Your
absolutely.
Honor, I rest my case.
Oh, I'm so cultured. I watch WandaVision.
We have a big question that needs to be answered, okay? What do Ryan Castle and a toilet have in common? I'll tell you at 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a toilet have in common?
Requires occasional bleaching.
Wow. Actual words have never been spoken.
Woo! I mean, requires, more like desires occasional bleaching.
Well, that's a lot. That is a lot, sir.
So Mr. Steve has been on Twitter while using both.
Yeah. Well, that's the story, as a matter of fact. Turns out pretty much all people under 30, like 93%, use their phone on the toilet, according to a new poll. More proof that I'm young, okay? Because I'm always using my phone on the toilet.
I know my wife is in the 7th percentile because she's just so confused by me when I'm in the bathroom. She's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, well, the obvious and also work or Twitter.
Yeah. I have walked to the bathroom and then realized I forgot my phone and turned around and gone back and gotten it.
100%.
Yeah.
That's like, wow, I'm not going to do this without my phone.
I don't know how to do this without my phone.
Go back to reading shampoo bottles.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. 73% of people, we're in a big majority, you know, but the young people even more so. Wow.
We're talking about masturbating, right?
Wow.
Duh.
Ryan Castle may be up next. Depends on what he's doing right now.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Steve, you win 6-9 on 6-9.
Greatest freaking day of my life.
I know your wife sometimes listens. Would you like to retract that statement or amend that statement in any way?
Birth of my child and playing drums with Stone Temple Pilots. It was the greatest day of my life. How about that? Wedding. That too.
Yeah, that was very convincing.
Birth. STP wedding.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, and one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total cost, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.